We're gonna go ahead and start. Welcome everybody to our special board meeting for the Calexico Unified School District Board of Trustees. It is now 5:01, July 20th, 2021. Item A, opening items. A1, call to order. Janet?
Trustees present this evening are Trustee Magallanes, Trustee Alvarado, Trustee Lorenzo Calderon Jr., Trustee Ciro Calderon, with Trustee Romero absent. You have a quorum.
Thank you. Thank you, Janet. A2, Pledge of Allegiance. Would you please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? Put your right hand over your heart. Ready, begin.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Item B, comments from the public. The board will take any and all comments from the public related to the sole items on the agenda. Janet?
No comments were submitted.
Thank you. There are no comments on this item. Item C, discuss and possible action, hourly rates for temporary limited term pool positions. And the reason why we have this is because the whole board, we have shared our sentiments as to wanting to open up the pool for the city of Calexico. It's been hard. It's been it's been an issue that we've been handling for the last, Miss Elisa, what would you say, a month and a half? And it is in no part for the lack of effort for the district office or ourselves, because I know they've been doing all they can, posting it online, posting it on the newspapers, trying to attract people to apply for these positions, and nothing has happened. I believe we only had 3 people apply for the lifeguard position, maybe one for the pool manager position, and several for the cashiers. However, where we are in dire need is for a pool manager, because as I've discussed with the district office, we cannot open the pool the pool, I should say, without a pool manager. And like I have shared with Dr. Thurman and Cesar and Mr. Vega today, although I'm only one person, I am not willing to lower the standards of the pool manager position, as we will put in jeopardy the safety of our students in the city of Calexico. So I'm not willing to do that. I'm not even willing to consider lowering the standards. What at this point I want to do is to talk to the board and talk to the rest of the community and the rest of the people that are here, so they can see what we're trying to do. I would like to see if the board is willing to raise the hourly rates for these limited temporary positions. As it is right now, Elisa, it is what, $13 for the lifeguards and $13 for the pool manager?
I think it's 15. It's the minimum.
Okay.
14? 14.
Okay, 14. So at this point, I will open it to the rest of the pool, the rest of the board. Yeah, I'm thinking of the pool. I am thinking of the pool. I would like to open it to the rest of the board on their feelings. If we cannot get this, I'm not saying resolved, because even if we up the rates today, but if we cannot get any applicants that meet all the requirements for the pool manager position this week and open up by maybe mid next week, we will not be able to open up the pool for the summer. Our students come back on what day, Elisa?
The 23rd.
The 23rd. So once the kids come back to school, then correct me if I'm wrong, Elisa, but once the kids come back, the pool belongs to the students, right?
Correct. And I believe that the high school even starts using it sooner,
There we go. So
earlier in August.
So again, at this point, I would like to ask the board if they're willing to consider this, or if they have any ideas as to how to attract these people, these individuals to apply for the pool manager position, people that are fully qualified. Or what, any ideas, guys?
Well, I have a few questions here. We have in our Personnel Commission Department Classified Employee Report, we have 3 lifeguards.
Yes.
So these lifeguards are going to be employed, correct? They're
Well,
already
yeah,
ready
they are, what I get is they're going to be employed, they're gonna be ready to start.
Mhm.
The problem is we cannot start without a pool manager.
Okay. And my second question is, what standards are we talking about when it comes to the pool manager?
Elisa? do
What
you-
what standards? I mean, what is required for a pool manager to?
I would like for Esther, if you can provide that
you need this?
response. I know we have the job descriptions attached to the agenda.
Oh, pool manager description, yes.
So if you open the pool manager job description, you'll see what the requirements are, which is, what was requested by the board when this was adopted. I think it was back in 2017. And what they need is, they need at least 3 years of experience working in working in a pool program. They also need to have the CPR. They need to, what is called a WSI, which is Water Safety Instruction. And that's what's usually hard to attain. Because in addition to the lifeguard, it gives them like supervision over other lifeguards. And they could even, if needed, teach water aerobics or any part of instruction. And like I said, the CPR, and that they need, or at least to be able to attain it, before they start. They also need like the experience working in a pool manager position.
All right.
Where the lifeguard only requires the lifeguard and CPR certification. This one requires the water safety instruction.
Oh,
Okay?
Okay.
Let me, and I'm not saying that Imperial is doing it, but we got El Centro, Imperial, and Brawley already with their pools open for almost 2 months now.
Correct.
So my question is, has anyone reached out to them to see if they have the same criteria to open these pools? I mean, that we're requiring, because I mean, obviously, it's very difficult to get someone with this experience, especially the water safety instruction, so.
If you're asking if I have, I
No,
have
I mean,
not.
I don't know.
But I don't know if Dr. Thurman has. I have not. And the requirements, Mr. Calderon, should be the same because those standards are made by the American Red Cross.
Okay.
So at least for the lifeguard and a pool manager, those would be the minimum. If, President Calderon, you have recruitments for Brawley and Imperial. Maybe you can share what those requirements are, but those are for lifeguard, not for pool manager.
Yes, I have here the lifeguard for the El Centro, and they require, like Ms. Martinez said, possession of the CPR and life-saving certification issued by the Red Cross, must possess time and application to maintain a lifeguard training, first aid, a CPR professional rescue certificate, and automated external defibrillator certifications issued by the American Red Cross.
Wow.
So that's El Centro. In the city of Imperial. I apologize. I'm blind as a bat, so can't read. Must possess a valid American Red Cross lifeguarding certificate, first aid certificate, annual certificate, certified for American Red Cross card, CPR for the professional rescuer at the time of hire. So, and lifeguard certification involves the completion of 32 hours of American Red Cross lifeguard program, water safety instructor, WSI certification, and lifeguard instructor certification in an American Red Cross program. So that is Imperial and City of Brawley.
They don't list it.
No, they don't list it. Yes, I was just looking at that. So it seems like we are we are requiring the same certificates and qualifications for both our lifeguards and the pool manager. And like I said, when it comes to water safety, there's no ifs or buts about when it comes to cutting corners. We will not be cutting corners on that. I just can't see us trying to lower those standards just to attract people. That's not the way to do business.
I mean, personally, I don't want to lower them, I just want to know what they were.
Okay, no.
And my question is, I don't know if I misunderstood, but you said that when I understood that there was one person that applied for the pool manager?
There's a person that applied, but that person
Does
doesn't meet.
he or she meet this criteria?
No, unfortunately, they do not at this moment.
So, yeah.
I also, if I may, Mr. President, is we also discussed the funding for the program, and the pool program should be ran by the city. And as we know, we haven't had the support because they don't have the funding. Previous years, we asked for donations, which we received, but this year we don't have any. And I know that we have legal here and Mr. Vega that I would like for them to share information, because if we were to use our own funds, there are expectations that whatever the cost is, that we would have to make sure that we match with the sales, because if not, it could be considered a gift of public funds. So they do have some sample cost of what it has cost in the past, and what we would have to charge if we needed to make sure that we match the funds, so that we are not in deficit of the spending. So I would ask if we could have them do a quick presentation for you.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, so good evening, board members. Cesar Vega, Assistant Superintendent of Business Services. I have asked our IT department if they can show the presentation. I put it together in a presentation format so you can better understand it. But in essence, yes, so Sam is here to also convey the same message. I believe we have shared information with you already as to what is, the definition of gift of public funds, what can the money be used, can it be used for a summer pool program, or it cannot? And I believe, Mr. President, you have also had conversations directly with Sam in regards to that. What I was informed is that the only possibility that exists is that we have to charge. We have to charge the community a fixed amount that will bring us to an even point, for any money every dollar that we use and spend on that program, we have to break even. Mm-hmm. So it was kind of hard to quantify, what it would take to break even. But I can tell you that we based the numbers of attendance at the last program that we ran. I think it was in 2019. And overall, we will need to charge about $10. And we will need to have at least, I believe, 47 adults attend daily, on a daily basis, for up to, we're talking about 4 weeks, 18 days of operating the pool in the afternoon. We're looking at operating the pool in the afternoons, not the entire day.
Yeah, okay.
So we can go to the next. Thank you. So again, to quantify, again, the amount that we would need to break even, we have to go back and look at the records for 2019. And just to put it in perspective, as Ms. Ramirez was stating, the last time we operated the pool program was under a joint use agreement or an MOU with the city, the Heffernan Memorial, and obviously us, the district office. Heffernan is normally the entity that provides the funding to run the summer pool program. And the city of Calexico typically is the entity that manages the program. And we assist them with the hiring of the lifeguards, pool manager, cashiers, and so forth. And we also provide the materials that they need to run the program. So in 2019, the program that we ran back then was for 8 weeks. We started planning back in March, because there's a lot of logistical points that we need to overcome in order for us to successfully run the program. The money that was donated by the Heffernan Memorial for that program was about just under $50,000. And total ticket sales, which is an important component of what we're about to discuss, was $6,000. That's what we collected in ticket sales for that 2019 summer pool program. To put it in perspective, if we were to run a 2021 summer pool program, the district would be incurring an additional operating cost of $8,326. That's money that we would not, typically contemplate to spend to run the program. So that's a number that you need to keep in mind.
How much?
$8,326.
Okay.
That's an additional operating cost that we would incur if we open the program as, to the public. So, in perspective, what is it that we need to successfully run a pool program? So obviously we talked about the pool manager, which is the person that supervises the lifeguards, is the person that supervises the cashier, and most importantly, makes the lifeguards' schedules. She or he, whoever it is the person that is responsible for that. The pool manager is also the person that requires the necessary supplies, like sunblock, uniforms, tickets, coin wraps, all the necessary supplies to provide to run the program. The pool cashier obviously is the one that collects and reconciles ticket sales and also delivers the money to the district office. And obviously the lifeguards, that's what they do. They monitor the pool and maintain the safety of anyone using the pool. So we put together a little expenditure report here so that you can put in perspective, the 4-week program schedule that we have put together. And again, we are looking at a Monday to Thursday operating schedule from 5 p.m. to 9:30. I believe it's 9 p.m. To 9 p.m. And with 2 Fridays, also opening up the pool within that 4-week window. And again, same schedule from 5 to 9. And again, you can see the cost for the pool manager at $15 an hour, cashier at $14, and the lifeguards at $15. And then you see the total hours that they would work on those 18 days and the total expenditures.
Cesar, real
Yes.
quick, on the PDFs that we got for the lifeguards, it says on the top 13, and for the pool manager, it says 13 also as well.
So I believe that was the old schedule. Like obviously, the minimum wage has gone up. We haven't revised that. But the minimum wage for this year is $14. Next January, it will go up to $15.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Any questions here?
No.
All right. So, like I stated before, and I believe, Sam, this is where you can talk about the legal component of it. The district, in essence, under Ed Code 10912, the district can charge individuals, but not students, or organizations to use the facilities if they are solely maintained by us. Remember, this is no longer a use agreement with many entities. This is now us. So by charging individuals, the district would not face the gift of public funds issue, assuming that the funds charged to the public cover the amounts needed to operate the program. Okay, remember that $8,000 figure? So if we go back again to the 2019 summer pool program, which it was an 8-week program, the ticket sales then totaled $6,000. Okay, back then, the average daily attendance for the pool program, we averaged about 51 adults and 71 children. The 2021, program, if we are only looking at 4 weeks, the 2021 expected ticket sales revenues would be approximately $3,000. So there's a little bit of a cash shortfall of about $5,000, $5,326, that we couldn't use our own resources to pay. Does that make sense? So that's the money that we need to find a way to, recover. Now, if the board approves an increased rate to the hourly rate for the pool cashier, the pool manager, or the lifeguards, obviously the number will go up. Okay? So, Sam, anything that you want to add to that?
No, you're covering it
So, again, so the average for the 4-week program, the average operating cost per day, it's $462 or $463 if you want to round it up. And again, it's you divide the total amount of additional operating costs by 18 days, which is the total number of days that we're looking at operating the pool within a 4-week window. So that's the money. That's the average daily rate that we need to, spend. And again, to come up with that amount of money on a daily basis, we need to charge about $10 per attendee, and that is only adults. Children do not pay; they cannot pay. Things to keep in mind as well is that due to COVID, many individuals still may not be, enticed to attend large gatherings, in the pool. There's uncertainty about, future stay-at-home orders. We don't know if the COVID increase, COVID, may continue to increase. We don't know if that we're going to go back to that. Then again, even though we have 3 lifeguards already that we may be able to use, still we are limited in terms of the amount of people that we can have in the pool. And right now, I think it's at about 100. If we have 4 lifeguards, that's 100. So for 3 is what, 75? Okay, so we have. Exactly. So, and some districts, believe it or not, throughout the state of California, they're experiencing chlorine shortages. So I talked to my MNO director and to investigate that if that's something that we're facing. But nevertheless, that's still something that we need to keep in mind. So again, we have to come up with making sure that we at least have 47 adults participate daily for the entire 18-day, 4-week window for the program. If not, we're not going to be able to meet, the 5,300 and change cash shortfall that, unfortunately, per legal. Again, I'm stating this because that's per legal's guidance that we cannot use district resources to pay for that. And with that, I'll open it up to questions. Mr. Ramirez, I don't know if you have anything else that you want me to add.
No, I don't have any more questions.
Board?
Did we have some donations?
Yes, but I wanted Mr. Vega to finish, so I can give those news.
Okay, thank
You
you.
done? Okay. So this is a little bit of a different conversation that I have with Mr. Santana, but that's for me and Mr. Santana to discuss later. I do want the pool open, and I think everybody on this board wants the pool open to offer our students in the public in Calexico something to do. I think we owe the public and our students at least a couple of weeks with the pool. And to answer your question, yes, we did have commitment from my ID director, Galindo.
Oh, Galindo.
No, but IND Director Galindo, she committed $5,000 to a program. Also, our own county supervisor, Mr. Escobar, also committed anywhere from $2,000 to $5,000 as well to our program. So that will offset any shortfalls of cash that we may have. Okay, so, but I think more importantly than that, I think is the fact that we do not have somebody that can do the job of the pool manager at this point. So at this point, I'm willing to consider what is it that the board would like to do regarding this. I would like to up the salary, the hourly salary of these individuals in order to offer them something that is worth for them coming to Calexico and work. So I'll open it up to the board to see if we have any ideas or suggestions.
What's the pool managers did you look into it? The hourly rates for the pool managers in El Centro and
They don't have a pool manager over there, do they?
No, based on what you read, it seems like the lifeguards are requiring the same certification as pool managers.
As the pool managers.
So that's maybe how they're doing it.
Okay. Do any, well, I think I already asked this question, do any of these individuals that apply for our lifeguard positions, do they have the other qualifications? No, they don't.
They don't.
So, at this point,
Can I make one more point?
sure.
And I just need to bring this up, put it in perspective. If the board was to decide today, we need to have the pool open, I need to give the pool manager and also I need to give my accounting department time to buy the uniforms, everything that they need to operate, the pool. So we're looking at a week to 2 weeks, give or take, before we get the supplies that we need to provide that to the lifeguards, to the cashier, to the pool manager. So
So we've been advertising for a month and a half, and your department, nobody decided that maybe we should be ready to open the pool? Never mind.
okay.
So, what does the board think?
So the lifeguard qualifications, just for it could be on the safe, certifications needed to qualify for this classification, lifeguard certification, correct? Water safety instructor certification?
That's for pool manager.
Yeah.
Because it says right here lifeguard.
On the lifeguard too?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It says water safety instructor certification, lifeguard instructor certification.
Can you read it for me, please, the whole thing? Does it say preferred or?
It says education and experience, and it must possess a valid American Red Cross lifeguard certificate, American Red Cross first aid certificate, certified in American Red Cross pulmonary resuscitation for the professional rescuer at the time of hire. Certifications needed to qualify for this classification: lifeguard certification, water safety instructor certification, and lifeguard instructor certification.
Yes, that's what it says.
Additional responsibilities and duties, and then it lists those. So that's why I was just a little bit confused going back and forth. This is for the lifeguard,
Yeah.
and then for the pool manager, it's basically the same as a lifeguard. But right here it says qualifications on it. It says 3 years of increasingly responsible experience in comprehensive aquatics program with 1 year of program supervision. Possession of or ability to obtain the following American Red Cross certificates: standard first aid, advanced life-saving water safety instructor, and cardiopulmonary resuscitation for the professional rescue AED. License and certificates. All it says is valid California driver's license.
So they are the same, but it's just the breakdown is different as it's in the.
The way that I'm reading it, I don't know.
It would be the same, isn't it?
Yeah, but in the description is there, in the posting is different, but they're basically the same.
So that's what I'm saying. If the lifeguards have the same,
Yeah, hopefully.
Request.
A
The-
lifeguard,
the
a
three-
lifeguard can be a lifeguard without the WSI. If they have it, it's a plus.
Oh,
But to be a basic lifeguard, it's a minimum of just the lifeguard, certification. They don't need a WSI. It's a plus if they have it.
okay. Yeah, in the education and experience, it says certifications needed to qualify for this classification. That's what it says. And it says it is all three: lifeguard certification, WSI, and instructor certification. So, but are you sure they don't have it? None of those people, none of the three people have it?
I'm positive they don't have it.
Okay. Well, at this point, like I said, the board, we can up those hourly rates, and hoping that from here to Friday or so maybe super early next week, we got people applied that are fully qualified, and so we can make this happen.
Mr. Calderon and the board, why, we should consider raising, the manager's,
Yes.
salary?
Yes, so I was thinking, this is just me, I was thinking to getting the lifeguards at $15 and the pool manager at $17. That's what I was thinking. What I wanna do is I wanna attract people to this, to apply for this position, people that are fully qualified for this position. That's what I'm thinking. And for what it seems right now, that it would only be maybe 3 weeks, not even 4 weeks, but maybe 3 weeks.
it looks more like 2 weeks.
Yeah. Yeah, so But again, it's all about people applying. Even if we up the salaries and people don't apply, there's nothing that we can do about that.
And this is the same job description that was posted to the people with the salary that hasn't been updated?
No, we posted the minimum, wages in order to be in compliance with the state of California.
Okay.
So they show 14. We couldn't go higher because the board had not approved higher.
Yeah.
So we go with the minimum.
I'm referring to the attachment.
14.
Yes, sorry. What we posted for was for the minimum hourly of $14. We did not post what was listed there. Otherwise, we would not, the district would not be in compliance. Not my office, the district.
Because of the minimum wage requirement?
14.
Okay.
And we could not post higher for the pool manager to attract more people because the board has not approved higher than what the minimum wage is.
Okay.
I know you guys haven't approved the minimum wage, but the district cannot pay less than the minimum wage.
Okay.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Ms. Martinez. So, any ideas or any thoughts?
I'm good with that idea. It's just that I just want to make sure that we're not gonna fall into any type of, by giving them that raise, you know what I mean? As
Yeah,
far
I
as-
already checked with Ms. Martinez and with legal regarding what we do, and because these are temporary positions, pretty much we can do what we need in order to
All
get
right.
them filled.
And that's gonna be covered also by the funds that we got, correct?
Yes. Mhm.
So, yeah, I'm fine with it. If that's gonna, I mean, if somehow attract, these people to open up, then I'm all for it.
Yes, and I'm not about to ask to lower the standards, but rather raise the salary so that way people, fully qualified people can come and apply.
Yeah.
So,
I'm good with that idea.
Mr. Calderon?
As far as, what do you say, 15 for the lifeguards?
And 17 for the pool manager?
And again, you check with legal on that?
I already did, and I checked with Esther, and pretty much we can do this, yes.
And it really doesn't even guarantee the.
It doesn't guarantee that.
That it's gonna happen.
Go ahead, Esther.
May I have
Sure.
okay. I have a question. Can you, I understand trustee Alvarado and Calderon have a question, and you keep saying you checked with me. So if I just want to clarify what your question is so that I can answer publicly to the ones present here.
Well, my question is, they're considering, well, on the table right now is 15 for lifeguards
Mhm.
and 17 for the pool manager. Are we okay with doing that?
What I told President Calderon is that as the governing board, you have the authority to have that discussion and decide what to pay these temporary limited term positions. They don't belong to the classified service, which are the permanent employees. It's something that really HR does, but I help them with it. So you need to have your discussion and determine how much you want to pay. You had that discussion back in 2017 and determined those were the just wages at that time. So at least you have to approve a 14. And if you want to, I believe that back in 2017, that wasn't the minimum wage. You did go a little bit higher if it helps.
Yeah, to
Okay.
attract. And that was my question in regards to, like, the bargaining units and stuff like that. I don't wanna.
They're not
step on
part
any
of the
toes.
bargaining
Alright.
unit, yeah.
Perfect.
And I did share with President Calderon what the other cities were recruiting for, and they are recruiting for 14. His interest is to attract people, and hopefully thou shall not steal, but why not, right? Maybe they'll be interested
No,
in
no,
coming
no.
over.
We're not doing
Um,
that.
Yeah,
We're
yeah.
just asking, we want to attract people to come.
Attract
Yes.
people, invite, incentivize.
Invite, yes.
This is what, 2 weeks?
For maybe
It's
2
probably
weeks at the
gonna be
most.
3 weeks at the most. If
Yeah.
the way it's looking now, it's gonna be 3 weeks at the most.
And with that?
With that said, I mean,
Donation would be covered.
yeah,
Yes.
it's gonna be more than covered at that point.
Yeah, so right now, the shortfall was for $5,326. But we can't charge students, so remember, this has to be
Yeah.
just adults. And if we used to charge the $1 for children, So subtract that from the formula, so now it would have to be $2 for adults. And to make sure that that shortfall, the donations do come through. And I know that you have 5,000 from Ms. Galindo and 2,000 possibly from Mr. Escobar, unless, I mean, possibly up to 5,000. So that, I believe that should cover the shortfall.
And that's good. That'll be $2 instead for the adults.
It might be a little bit more than $2, depending on what's the donations.
Perfectly fine. That's
Yeah.
good. Then I'm good. I'm good with that.
Okay, so,
Right.
so at this point on regards, where are you?
Can I just make one fine point?
Yeah.
Remember that I cannot, I need to have the check. If that money is to be donated, and, before I can book it as a receivable, I need to have the check.
Oh, no, yes, it will be done, it will be done in the legal way, in the proper way. No, it's not gonna go to me or to anybody else, no.
No, but he wants it,
He wants it like,
Huh?
we need it up front.
So if you have a commitment from any
I have a
entity,
commitment from them. just-
so that we can start using and ordering supplies and start getting ready,
Yes.
if that's the direction that the board wants to go,
We have a,
we need to have a check.
we have a
Or
commitment
at
from
least a
them.
commitment, official committed letter.
all right.
Yeah, yeah, you will have a commitment letter, yes. Just like the state takes about 3-4 years to give us our monies, yes, you have a commitment from them to give us the money as well.
And if, I'm sorry, one more thing. So I know that previously the city had already donated $2,000? The city of Calexico received $2,000
They
that, I
received.
don't know if that's been contemplated here.
No, I know, no.
That's
The
my
city kept it
understanding.
and-
But the money went from IID to the city.
Yes,
So-
there's a picture,
But that was, I think,
The deputy funds.
yeah, that was, yeah.
Okay, so
was
just to
Gonzalez.
put in perspective, we haven't received the money, so.
Oh,
it's-
and we don't expect to receive the money,
Okay.
so unfortunately.
If it's for the pool,
I think the commitment was 2,000, but if we open, so if they know that we're opening, then they should be committing.
okay,
Yeah.
Well,
oh,
hopefully,
that's fine then.
And there's more people that want to donate, so I'm sure.
that's true, that's true. And, but those donations, like Elisa said, Ms. Ramirez said, they need to come to the proper channels and.
So I think with that said, we have to make a motion then
Yes.
to approve the new dollar amounts, the hourly rates.
Yes.
That way it could be on record, and then that way we could go ahead and proceed with this.
I make the motion to, on item C1, I make the motion to approve to raise the rate for the lifeguard position to $15 per hour and of the pool manager to $17 per hour.
I'll second.
There's a motion by Mr. Calderon, second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Motion passes 4-0. And there's also item D, the employment report. And the employment report is basically approving those 3 lifeguards that have already applied and substitute custodians. And that's because we need
They
those.
have coverage. Mhm.
Okay, is there a motion to approve item D1?
So moved.
There's a motion by Mr.
Second.
Calderon Jr., there's a second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0.
You know, I do have a request that until this poll is open, that we get a weekly update from whoever's
Yeah.
gonna spearhead this, so we know
Yeah.
what the status is, and that way we can
Yeah.
keep our community informed of what's going on.
Okay,
Yeah, will do.
thank you, Ms.
Mhm.
Ramirez. Anything else? So item E, adjournment, is there a motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion by Mr. Calderon Jr., second by Mr. Alvarado. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion passes 4-0. Good night, everybody. It is
Night.
now
Thank you.
5:38.
Thank you.
I think this is the quickest board meeting we've ever had.